Good evening. I'm Ms. Fowler. I'm the principal of Concord Regional Technical Center. I welcome you here this evening. I want to go really quickly through some slides to kind of give you an overview of our programs, because the best part is out in our hallways and inside our classrooms, and I want to give you enough time to visit our programs. So at Concord Regional Technical Center, our programs are set up for career focus, as you can imagine. But each pathway has college credits assigned to it, except for in our cosmetology program, has what we call training hours that the students would earn towards their professional licenses. All of our programs are designed that our students earn professional certificates and licenses, something you would put on a resume when applying for jobs. And all of our students will be participating in job shadows and internships. So I just kind of wanted to start narrating a quick overview of our 12 programs, but each one of our programs have those three components to them. So let me start with our first program. The automotive technology, for those of you who are interested in that, I want you to look on the screen, and these are the careers that our programs lead to. And it's important to pick up on that because some students will say they don't want to be an automotive technician, but yet if you participate in the automotive technology program, you actually have a power sports technician. You could be a service or parts manager because you have a love for cars. It makes you a natural fit. There's so many more possibilities. And that's what I want you to think about with our programs. If your student likes to do hands-on activities, they like to work with a large group of like-minded students, this would be a really good career path. We have an 8-bay auto garage, and during the first year, our students will learn about engines, suspensions, electricals, brakes. Then in the second year, they're actually a service garage, and they work on cars in the Concord community, and our programs are ASE certified, so they're qualified by the time they reach their second year, they would have passed those tests. The business program at CRTC is pretty broad, and the reason for that is because we want to introduce students to all kinds of fields of businesses, and then we do a focus on marketing, we do management. It's a general introduction of business in the first year, and they will also learn Excel, which is college credit, and the reason for that is because it's been reported out on the New Hampshire surveys, the #1 skill required in New Hampshire in a job is Excel, believe it or not, in all professions, not just business. So we put that in our program to make sure that the students have that opportunity to cultivate that skill. The year 2 of our program focuses more on the management side and how businesses are set up. But the students will participate in the Future Business Leaders of America program, and they'll be fully immersed in a 2-year program if they choose. Our computer engineering program, if any students here are interested in computers just in general, we have 2 rotating years. 1 year we're on the hardware side of computers, which is electrical and working on all the hardware, taking PCs apart, putting them back together, and has a little bit of a robotics theme. On the second year of the program, it's more computer science, and students will learn networking, computer programming, and a little bit of cybersecurity. So we rotate those programs back and forth, designed a little differently, not necessarily year 1 feeding year 2, as much as it could be year 1 on rotating years for different students. Our construction trades program is a great program. We have a multi-story house inside our garage for those of you who are interested in it. We do the broad spectrum of construction trades careers. We also teach electrical, plumbing, HVAC, welding, and then culminating at the end of year 2, they build an 8x12 shed as a team of students. Now, the important part of this is we bring a lot of industry experts in because it's a requirement of programs such as ours, and the industry experts are helping our students. They're looking at some of their work, they're giving them some advice, and it's really an excellent program. The cosmetology program, if students like hair, skin, nails, this is another wonderful program. We have a regular salon, for those of you who are about to go see that program, in our facility here at the high school. And if you're interested in any of those careers, that's the piece where you'll earn hours towards your professional license. The criminal justice program, as you can imagine, the criminal justice program is pretty broad, and the reason for that is careers start anywhere from being a patrol officer all the way to fish and game, working in the military. You want to be a lawyer, paralegal, work for E911. We have a program that earns college credits on constitutional law and learning about our legal system. So it's a really healthy program for students that aren't particularly sure what field of criminal justice they want to pursue. In our culinary and pastry arts, we have the state-of-the-art kitchen with a restaurant on the front. Although, given the modern age we're in, we can't bring in outside guests to eat at our restaurant, so our students will be able to serve when we have business meetings, or they do catering and they prepare the foods for those events. We have a chef that will teach them their culinary skills, and we have a second chef that we're lucky to have on our staff that actually has a background in pastry and arts. So we have two chefs, state-of-the-art kitchen, helping to introduce students to a lot of different careers. Our education and behavioral science program is a great program for those that aren't quite sure what they're thinking of. We have come to learn and discover that the two tracks are almost identical in the early parts. So understanding human growth and development and how the brain works is a requirement in both the education field as well as the behavioral science field. So if students want to be a teacher, or perhaps they want to be a school counselor, or maybe a drug and alcohol counselor, a social worker, work in the mental health profession, be a school psychologist, this is the right program for you. Emergency services, think of public safety. We have students that are in our program that may not necessarily want to be a firefighter, but is willing to learn, because it leads to, in the first year, all the industry knowledge they need in the firefighting science. But then in the second year, we give them the EMT license. So we spend the second year training them on that. But in the field of public safety, think of responding to an emergency situation, all the skills you have to have, whether you want to be in the police force or become a firefighter in emergency services. It's an important program knowledge to have. So we have real active firefighters that work for the Concord Fire Department teaching this program. And if they're not able to make it because they're working, we have firefighters as substitutes. And the students in this particular program go on a lot of ride-alongs. They go to a fire academy. They learn a lot of different things. Graphic design and creative media. If your student is interested in the arts, think of the old-fashioned arts with the canvas. This is state-of-the-art technology. There's a tablet with pens. We buy the Adobe suite of products, and those students will learn digital Illustrator. Then they'll go into the creative media side, and they'll learn a lot on the producing films and all the artistry that goes around that. So I always tell students, think about the packaging and the product design that when you go to a store, there's always somebody behind that packaging and those products that have created that. And that's what these students are learning in this particular program. Health science, a really good, popular career path for many students. We have great relationships in the Concord community with Concord Hospital and Riverbend, as well as Havenwood. We provide our students with the first year knowledge of medical terminology for college credit, and as they're in the program, by the time they reach their second year, they have to decide. We have two teachers. So we have one teacher that's teaching the LNA program, a highly experienced nurse who actually works in the Concord Hospital system right now, as well as our second teacher who was an athletic trainer at the college level that is now teaching our students sports medicine, athletic training, physical therapy, occupational therapy. So when the students finish year one, they have a choice between one of those two tracks. In our theater and film program, we have, as you can see, I'm standing on a great stage. A lot happening here. They're putting together a production right now. Concord is the center of the arts. So our students have the best of technology. They learn about acting. They learn about writing and the production, as well as you think of the lights, the sounds, All of those pieces come together very nicely in our theater arts program. And their students also learn the same thing in graphic design with the creative media. They'll work with the Adobe products to help create the media side of the theater programs. So that's my quick rundown of 12 programs. A brief description of CRTC is we have 750 students that come into our programs. It's fairly large. We're larger than a lot of schools that actually send to us. We have 3 90-minute blocks that run every day. So a student would come here for a 90-minute class and every day all year long. Okay, it's a 2-credit course. Our teachers, unlike normal teachers in a regular educational setting, our teachers come from the industry. We hire teachers that have worked in the industry, some have owned their own businesses in the industry, and we bring them in and teach them how to teach, but it's those relationships and skills that help enrich our classrooms. So it's their former community business partners that they've had. They know how to advise as to what tools and equipment that they need. And it's really our product and our programs are designed around the backgrounds of our teachers. And that's what makes the program so successful. So the students have reported out, usually I have a whole bunch of students here, and I ask that you talk to our students. The students have reported out that the best part about coming here is they're in programs with like-minded students. And it's got somewhat of a college model to it because they're coming from all kinds of schools and they're being shared in a classroom. 750 students here, about 40% of those students are for Concord High. So we're attached to Concord High, but we are our own school. And those students feel that that experience alone, that's what I hear is the most common compliment of coming here, is they really enjoyed being in a class with other students. So we are very fortunate to have federal funds that come into us to be able to provide and meet the needs of the community. Our jobs are constantly monitoring the employment situation in the state of New Hampshire. We're required to. We have advisory board meetings where the businesses come in and they're meeting with each one of our programs twice a year to make sure that we do have the state-of-the-art equipment. They're giving us feedback as to what they're seeing when they hire not just students, anybody, what they're looking for skills, what they want us to work on, and things we might want to emphasize in our curriculum. So we are in touch. We have a very strong relationship with our communities. So with that, I'm going to introduce Ms. Amaral, who oversees the most important part of our program. It's not just the curriculum in the classroom, but it is the opportunities our students have to work within the community.
Hello, I'm Kate Amaral. I'm one of the program coordinators for CRTC, so my role here is to support students as they go through our programs. We're going to let you guys go check out programs in a couple of minutes, but what we hope you see as you're going through our programs is that we have very specific ways built into our programs that's going to help students reach their career and education goals. Not only are we focusing on technical skills, I think I have a slide here. Not only are we focusing on the technical skills that go along with the business and industry that the students are getting into, but we also put a lot of focus on those professional and employability skills. We work really closely with the business community in our area, and we're constantly getting feedback from them to make sure that we're preparing students in the right ways for the jobs that they're going into. So a lot of times they're telling us, you know, we can teach them the technical skills, but we really want people who are going to show up on time, work well with others, communicate effectively. So we really build that into our programs and work hard to reinforce those skills. We also have industry recognized certificates in all of our programs. Every program a student will walk out with an IRC. That is something that they can put on their resume. That's something that the industry is looking for. So in our construction trades program, they'll get their OSHA 10 card. A lot of businesses and construction trades want their employees to have OSHA 10, and they're going to have to invest the time and the money to give them that, but our students are walking out with that already. So that makes them an asset in the hireability process. The students you're going to be applying to colleges, applying to jobs, filling out essays. In the next couple of years, you're going to be being interviewed. And basically, we want to find ways to help you stand out among the other candidates that are vying for similar positions as you. So those IRCs in graphic design, you get the whole Adobe suite. You're certified in the Adobe suite before you walk out of our classroom and into those careers. That's a major asset to someone who's going into the graphic design program. We also offer college credit in all of our program. That's dual enrollment college credit. So they just come to our classes with our teachers and they receive that credit. If they pass the class, they'll have a transcript from that college. In our education program, they get up to 19 college credits. They can knock off a whole semester of their degree pathway. They're not general ed requirements. They're actually degree pathway credits. And through the governor's scholarship, you get 2 free college courses a year. And then after that, you're getting them at a significantly discounted rate as a high school student. So you're really saving yourself a lot of time and a lot of money by doing these dual enrollment courses. And then the other thing that we offer in all of our programs is work-based learning. So we have great lab spaces, we have great teachers with a lot of great experience, but we also want students to get out of the classroom setting and get into an authentic work environment and really see what it's like. And we have some really great businesses across our region that we work with that are willing to open their doors and have students come in, start to build their professional network, start to see what these jobs are really like. Sometimes they might realize it's not the right thing for them, and that's just as good as realizing it is the right thing for them. But we want to build in these experiences and these things that students can use to stand out, to really put themselves a leg ahead. So while you're visiting our programs, and the students are going to have an opportunity to tour our programs as well, be keying into those things. What are the things built into this program that are really going to help my student or me as a student stand out? So we want to get you guys going, but just a couple quick things. The students are going to have the opportunity to come to our program preview days, either on the 7th or 8th, depending on when their school is coming. If you're from ascending school, you're going to hop on a bus. You got to make sure you get your permission slip filled out, and you're going to get to come over and really spend the day in our classrooms and see them in action and work with the students, and there'll be lots of hands-on activities. So you get to see 2 programs on that day. So make sure you fill out your interest form. That we have links to that and QR codes all over the place. So make sure you fill out your interest form and come to check us out on program preview days. As far as tonight goes, we want to make sure that everybody gets where they want to go. So we have students in blue t-shirts that are going to get you to your programs. The program signs are all lined up on what we call Main Street out here. So we're going to get you connected with your program, connect you with the students, but you'll have the opportunity to go through 3 different programs if you wish. You don't have to. But the students in the blue shirts are the ones that are going to get you back and forth from where you want to go. And the other thing, we have a table on the orange carpet area if you go out and around over here. If you have any questions about CRTC as a whole, there'll be someone at that table to answer questions for you as well. Last thing, we do have applications. You have to apply to come to CRTC, and we suggest by February 23rd because we got 1,000 applications for 450 seats last year. So we do, if you apply by that deadline, you have a better chance of maybe getting your first choice program. But like I said, we'll be around all night to answer any other questions, but we want to get you out into the classrooms to meet our teachers and meet our students. So we're going to start heading up and out to Main Street and just find the name on the wall of the program that you want to see first, and the students in the blue shirts will help you get there. All right?